A British publisher has backed down from a plan to reproduce excerpts from Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf in Germany.
Tokyo Electric Power Company may join forces with other electricity and gas utilities to get natural gas resources. The goal is to curb the higher costs in operating thermal power plants.
The publisher wanted to print the passages from critical commentary as a magazine supplement. It said publication in Germany should be allowed from an educational viewpoint.
TEPCO estimates that its fuel costs will rise by more than $10 billion in the current fiscal year through March. The increase stems from the suspension of its nuclear power plants following the accident at its Fukushima Daiichi plant.
But on Wednesday, it said it would blot out the extracts, leaving only the commentary to prevent trouble.
TEPCO is now considering a joint investment with gas utilities to set up an entity that will specialize in getting natural gas supplies.
A court in the state of Bavaria issued an injunction earlier this week. The court says publication would violate the copyright law.
It's also thinking about the joint management of facilities with other companies.
The publisher says it intends to fight the court ruling and print extracts from Hitler's book.
Specifically, these include natural gas pipelines to supply power plants.
The accident at Fukushima Daiichi prompted the Japanese government to implement a new inspection system for its network of nuclear plants.
First your ass is backed up, now the toilet's backed up, and if you're not going to have the right attitude about it, fuck it, I'll just shit on you.
These so-called stress tests are meant to ensure reactors can withstand strong earthquakes and towering tsunami. The first results came back last fall. They're from the OE facility in the Japan seacoast. Now, experts from the International Atomic Energy Agency are checking the findings.
Hi, Anthony Sullivan here with the pushover plunge. Now check this shit out. We got all this blue shit in here. That's cool, but guess what? I got this pushover plunge. Just grab it from the top and give it all you got. And there you have it. Clean as a whistle.
The 10-member IAEA team is trying to gauge the effectiveness of the safety procedures.
It doesn't take a fucking genius. You push down and you get 25 times more pressure.
It will report to Japan's nuclear watchdog, the Nuclear and Industrial Safety Agency, or NISA. The IAEA inspectors watched a safety drill on Thursday. Plant workers connected cables to an emergency generator. They based their drill on the assumption that external power was cut off. That's what actually happened last March at Fukushima Daiichi.
The pushover plunge is going to work with any size toilet, any size clog, any size shit. I don't care, it's going down.
All 4 of the reactors at the OE plant are offline. The operator, Kansai Electric, carried out safety tests on 2 of them and submitted the results to NISA last year.
If you don't do anything, it'll just overflow.
The utility says the reactors could withstand a strong earthquake and a tsunami of more than 11 meters high. That's 4 times the projected height.
And churning the dookie butter doesn't help either. That shit's disgusting.
It gave us a much better view and understanding of how the utilities across Japan are going to be implementing the instructions that NISA had provided them.
It's time to keep it clean and sanitary, so you never have to touch that shitty water ever again. And it fits in your pocket. Shit anywhere.
More than 90% of Japan's reactors are not operating right now. They need to pass the safety checks before they can be restarted.
It's another typical dinner at the Garcia family fiesta. All they did was eat bean burritos, and they clogged that shit up. It's not going anywhere. It's time to use the pushover plunge and get that shit out of there in seconds.
Another Japanese nuclear power plant is about to be shut down for regular inspections.
Is your toilet backed up and being stubborn just like your girlfriend?
The decision to close the plant means that 51 of Japan's 54 reactors will soon be offline.
Well, no more. Just grab her by the back of the head and...
The Chugoku Electric Power Company says it will begin shutting down reactor number 2 at its Shimane power plant on Thursday evening.
So I've always been self-conscious of using public restrooms, and I always clog the toilet.
The work is scheduled to be completed by early Friday morning.
But ever since I've been using the pushover plunge, I could bring it with me wherever I need to.
The plant's only other reactor is already offline and is undergoing a checkup. The additional shutdown means all of the nuclear power plants run by the company will be suspended.
I'm gonna need it right now.
The company is conducting stress tests on its reactors, a prerequisite for deciding whether to resume operations.
How many toilets did I break back in my day? Several, but now I have the pushover plunge, so who am I kidding? They break anyways.
But the Shimane prefectural government and the local municipality are insisting that the utility should first thoroughly examine last year's nuclear accident in Fukushima and seek better understanding of local residents.
Yes. Pooping's always been a problem for me. Plumbers just can't handle my pipes. But with the pushover plunge, I can poop as hard as I want, and it feels so good.
All 54 reactors in Japan will be offline by late April if there are no restarts before then.
Get ready to start plunging your shit down the toilet for just $10.
Former Microsoft chairman Bill Gates has expressed his willingness to actively invest in next-generation compact nuclear reactors that are designed to be safer and more efficient.
But I know what you're thinking. You shit twice as much, so I'll double the value.
Gates spoke to NHK on Thursday in Davos, Switzerland. He's among the economic and political world leaders attending the World Economic Forum. The billionaire stressed the need for nuclear power to help reduce climate change.
You'll shit everywhere. Upstairs, downstairs, at your friend's house, in and out house.
He pointed out that conventional reactors lack the ability to prevent radioactive substances from leaking during an accident.
What's so funny now? I sometimes just think funny things.
Gates stressed that nuclear reactors need to be safer and more efficient.
What am I going to get from some of the clownish buffoons on the other side? Well, probably the same thing.
No matter which technique we use, we need safer, cheaper forms of energy that emit no CO2. I back a lot of energy companies, one of which is looking at a new nuclear design that would be inherently safe.
Because it's a joke. It's a giant joke being played on everybody.
Following the accident at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant last year, momentum is building in many countries to abolish nuclear power altogether. Nevertheless, emerging economies are looking at small reactors as a way to meet rising industrial energy demands.
And they still go through the motions like it matters. Sadly, there are people that still believe it.
Japan's communications ministry has started circulating decoy files on the internet to prevent illegal downloading. Ministry officials and technical workers at a Tokyo-based communications company on Tuesday put decoys disguised as free music and movie clips on file-sharing networks. If you download and open one of these files, a message appears prompting users to stop illegal downloading. The move comes amid a rise in the number of file-sharing software users. In Japan, the most popular programs are Winnie and Share, which are used by about 150,000 people per day.
Fighting online piracy is like a cat-and-mouse game. New file-sharing software is always available, but users should be aware they're violating copyright law.
The ministry plans to continue circulating the decoys for 5 more days to gauge how effective it is.
Chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang. Oh, you pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you and our pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang loves us too. High, low, anywhere we go on chitty chitty we depend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fendered friend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fendered friend.
You're sleek as a thoroughbred, your seats are a feather bed. You'll turn everybody's head today.
We'll glide on our motor trip with pride in our ownership.
The envy of all we survey. Oh, chitty, you chitty, pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, we love you. And chitty, oh, chitty, pretty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, loves us too. High chitty, low chitty, anywhere we go on chitty chitty we depend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fendered friend. Bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, our fine four-fendered. Chitty chitty bang bang, chitty chitty bang bang, fine four-fendered, chitty chitty friend.